Hello and welcome to another Vintage Cube Draft video. My name is Paulcheon and we opened a Tolarian Academy. We opened a Tolarian Academy and we opened a Hull Breacher. And they're both incredible, but first pick, first pack. I mean, there's a workshop in here too. If we table that, that would be awesome. But I kind of want to do some degenerate things here with the Tolarian Academy, but it does feel bad because Hull Breacher is one of the best ways to utilize draw sevens. You take the Hull Breacher and any draw seven means that you basically hose your opponent and you have a ton of mana to work with. But Tolarian Academy is also incredibly fun, so I'm going to take it, I'm going to like it, I'm going to try to draft the deck around it. Moving into pack number 2, we have the choice between basically Preordain and Saheeli. Now, I'm a huge fan of Saheeli in decks like this. Generally, if you want to draft a very good Tolarian Academy deck, you really have to try to push. You really kind of have to go all in on the artifact portion of the deck. And Saheeli's perfect for that. And as much as I like Preordain, because it does help you find the Academy, I think Saheeli is just so incredible in the artifact deck. You're just going to be playing mostly spells anyways, that I'm going to take Saheeli here over Preordain. Here, there's a Talisman of Progress, which is something that I could consider taking if I want to ramp into something. There's also a Zuran Orb. I think it's a little bit early to take the Zuran Orb. It is a cheap artifact, but a blue Talisman is fine, especially a blue-white one. There are often white artifacts that you want to play in your decks. Kind of some combination of blue, red, white is somewhere that you want to be. So, as a result, I think I'm going to take the blue-white Talisman here over the Zuran Orb. Now, Zuran Orb, Crucible, Fastbond, all that stuff is great, but I think the hit chance on kind of a blue Talisman is much higher than us, for example, taking that Zuran Orb and having something happen there. Here we have a fairly late-ish Lelia. It's a 4th pick Lelia, which is pretty nice. There's also a Hallowed Fountain and a Rogrin Triome. So I am a fan of Hallowed Fountain. I'm also okay on Cityscape Leveler, but I just don't feel like that's something I need to take early. It's just an expensive artifact that I can potentially abuse here with Tolarian Academy, but that's not something I'm too interested in yet. So I'm happy enough to shore up my mana here and just take Hallowed Fountain here, probably over the Triome. I mean, Triome gets you the 3 colors, but I do like having untapped lands to fetch. So let's start with the Hallowed Fountain here. Moving on, we have Scrapwork Mutt, which I'm not super excited about. There's a Sky Sovereign. There's an Emry here. Don't have anything to get back just yet. Emry would be something that I'm kind of interested in tabling. There's also Lauren, which is pretty decent. Just a decent card to play in your decks. But I kind of like starting out with a potential blue-white-red base here. So I'm going to take Sacred Foundry here too. And now we have a blue-white and a red-white duel to go with the Saheeli and a Talisman. And really looking for some cheap artifacts here to really abuse Tolarian Academy. If we can't, well, we at least have a framework here for a potential just a Jeskai control deck. Here, is it possible that we gut? I mean, I don't want to sacrifice artifacts, but if we don't end up there, what are we missing out on here? Not much, right? There's no cheap artifact I want out of this pack. There's a Storm-Carved Coast, which is okay, but people are fairly high on gut, so I want to take it here just as a hedge in case the artifacts deck doesn't work out, and I want to end up in maybe a more aggressively slanted deck. Is this a warrior by any chance? It's not. Najila. Najila is okay. I think this is just a Brazen Borrower out of this pack. I don't really want to take Commando just yet to, shift gears into some kind of Boros aggro deck. Brazen Borrower is a fine disruptive spell, so I'll just go ahead and take that. But not seeing a whole lot of artifacts here, folks. So that is something to be mindful of. Okay. So here, there's a Badlands, but I'm wondering, do I just take the Giver of Runes? Is it too late to make a hard pivot into perhaps a Boros aggressive strategy? And if I did that, the Giver would be okay. I think I'm just going to take the duel here. I just want to have some good... Now there's an Adeline too. It really does feel like this is where I want to be. All right. We'll take the Adeline. We'll take the Adeline only because it just doesn't seem like this is open. But I will continue drafting and as if it's a possibility. I just took the Badlands thinking maybe I can just go some kind of a 4 or 5 color value control deck. And it's probably more likely that we still end up there instead of here. But it does seem like everything is basically tabling. So if we're in a spot where basically we can anticipate tabling all the aggressive cards, then there's still a chance for us to move down this path. Again, Gut, you don't have to be completely aggressive for this card to be decent. You can just put this in a deck with some number of token generators. I can sacrifice a Saheeli token, for example, and just get this in play. And the Mishra's Workshop also didn't table. That's also a big thing. I guess I'll take a Roaming Throne because it's an artifact. And now we have the choice between a Rogrin Triome and an Inspiring Vantage. If I want to be red-white aggro, I take the Vantage. I don't want to be red-white aggro. I'm going to take Lauren here. Wow, all the lands. All the lands. The lands are not being prioritized here. Take a Snap. Might be something I board in against Reanimator strategies. Yeah, so right now, this Tolarian Academy is looking a little bit questionable. That's a late Showdown of the Scalds as well. So this is kind of our... this is our, like, Boros stack. And this is our... And this can go in Boros, too. And we took the Triome there over the red-white land. So we're definitely giving up some percentage points here by taking the Triome. I mean, you can still play it in a red-white deck, especially if it's more mid-range than aggro, just to have good mana. Pack 2. We got Atraxa, which is certainly something that we can't do here. There is a Force of Will, a Library, and a Palace Jailer. And I think I'm just going to go with the Palace Jailer here. This is a phenomenal card, and I think it's extremely likely for us to table this Flicker Wisp. So our white cards are decent here, passed up on that Giver of Runes. What do we have in this pack? There's an Echo of Eons, a nice draw 7 effect. There's a Lotus Petal for the Tolarian Academy, although it really feels like we're fighting potentially 2 people for the artifact strategy. If we want to be more aggressively slanted, we could take the Magda. The nice thing about the Magda is the fact that it makes treasures, which is still nice with the Tolarian Academy. It could still work, potentially. So I think I'm more leaning towards taking something like a Magda or a Porcelain Legionnaire here. But which one? I think I like the treasure generated by the Magda, and there is a Restless Bivouac here, so let's go with Magda. And still try to figure out our identity. Magda is also quite nice with Gut, right? You can attack, make a treasure, and then stack it in such a way where the Gut gets in. Ooh, that's an Emrakul. Could have used that in my last draft where I had Channel. I was looking for an Eldrazi. This would have been perfect. Here, now we have Karizev, which is also good with Gut. No artifacts here in sight. There's an expressive iteration if I want to go maybe blue-red. But now it's hard for me to give up on the Palace Jailer. Timeless Dragon is okay. But I think Karizev I'm going to take because it also goes with the Gut. So I think we're going to try to make a hard pivot here into perhaps a red-white strategy. And kind of move everything over this way. And Tolarian Academy could still possibly be a thing. Here we have a few options. Karakas seems incredible. We have several legends. We actually have 5 legends in our deck. So we can use Karakas to not only protect our legendary creatures, but also interact with what they have. I mean, Seasoned Pyromancer is nice, and so is the Esper Sentinel. I think one of them is going to table, but I think Karakas is just good in any deck. So I'm just going to take that over the deck as well. And now, I mean, Again, not a ton of artifacts. Oh, excuse me, I take that back. There is an Urza and there's a Figure of Destiny, and we are at a crossroads. This is kind of the big... This marks the spot where we go, okay, what are we? And honestly, the signals were just not there for Tolarian Academy. We're going to get some artifacts here. We're getting a nice base here for a good Boros deck. It pains me to do this because this is what I wanted to draft. I first picked the Tolarian Academy, but I don't want to force it. Figure of Destiny seems incredible here. So does Marsh Flats. Will Figure table? I think Figure will table. I'm going to take Marsh Flats here. And noting that we're still moving into an aggro deck here, probably. Hopefully I don't have to play this Triome. Here it's a question between which aggressive 2-mana card we want to play. I quite like the Seasoned Hallowblade. It just gets in. Now we're getting side. Now we're getting all the artifacts from this side, but I have made the executive decision that that is no longer on the table for us, and we get the Karn here as well. Blinders on. Moving ahead. Portable Hole, still totally fine card to play. Over the Jetmir's Garden. There's a Flicker Wisp, it tabled. Okay, good. There's the Bivouac, it tabled. There's also Usher of the Fallen, but I think because I'm going to be straight 2 colors, I think I care more about my mana. So I'm going to take this over Usher of the Fallen. Here doesn't really matter. I guess maybe a Thieving Skydiver. If I have enough blue, I can play it. And then here we have Burgi as the only playable card. I guess there's a Tidehollow Sculler if I have good mana. Did the Figure of Destiny not table? Is it going to table? I suppose there could have been a red drafter. There might be a red drafter at the table. We're getting all the white cards. Okay, it's okay. I mean, Figure of Destiny's fine. But I think, particularly in a Boros deck, your mana is super important. And so, we tabled the Kythian. It's not quite as good. It's still a 1-drop. And having the Marsh Flats into having an extra Sacred Foundry is just so important for these decks to be smooth. The one card that I'm really sad about is the Inspiring Vantage, where we took the Aralgreen Triome over the Vantage. We can still play this, but obviously we don't really want to be playing tap lands in this type of deck. All right, moving on to pack 3. All the artifacts are no longer going to be a thing. We're going to just out of sight, out of mind over here. Mana Crypt, obviously, fantastic. Fantastic in any deck. I'm just going to take it. Figure of Destiny didn't table, so there's probably a mono red drafter, not a mono white drafter. We're tabling all the white cards. Lightning Bolt in the pack and Flooded Strand in the pack. Probably not tabling either, to be honest, but obviously still happy enough with a Mana Crypt here. Allows us to play turn 1 Gut. Lurrus. Lurrus is a heck of a card. We're not going to be able to meet the conditions for it, but I think it's still just great as a creature that you play. It's a must kill, and we have several just 2-mana things to return with the Lurrus. So I think that's worth taking. There's a Fiery Confluence and a Selfless Spirit. I think there's a pretty decent chance we table the Selfless Spirit out of this pack, but there's a Mystic Forge and a Time Spiral for that artifact deck that we're no longer going to talk about, that we're going to ignore. But I'm going to take the Lurrus here. All right. Here, there's a Serra Paragon, but we have several 4s already, so I'm not super interested in that. There is a Chain Lightning versus an Arid Mesa. And again, I'm going to prioritize my mana and take the Arid Mesa here. It's just perfect. And look, we pivoted fairly late over the course of this draft, and we still have 14 playable cards here. So things are still looking pretty decent for us. All these lands, no people are not respecting them. I like Path to Exile over Firebolt, so I'm going to do that. I'm not really looking to disrupt their mana very much, so I'd rather just be able to kill large things if my opponents happen to cheat them in. So we have Path, Portable Hole, Winds, and Parallax Wave. So we actually have a good amount of removal here. Just need to make sure we fill out the rest of our curve here with some playable cards. Here, I'm not too interested in the Shadow Spear. The Oust is okay. But with the Mana Vault, I'm kind of interested in this Chandra. Just gives us something to do with the Mana Crypt. I'm not too excited about taking an Oust here. We have a good amount of removal already. So yeah, let's just go ahead and take the Chandra out of this pack. Not a fan of Currency Converter in these types of decks. Here we have the option between Walking Ballista and Fire Blast. I don't know if we're going to have enough mountains, but Fire Blast is a nice way to close games out. I'm not that interested in Trumpeting Carnosaur. Walking Ballista can be nice, I think, with the Lurrus. Do we just take the Ballista just because it's a 2-drop? Maybe we do. And it's a late game mana sink. Yeah, I think I'm kind of concerned about just having enough 2s in my deck. So let's just go ahead and take the Ballista here. Wow, look at all the... Oh my goodness. Volcanic Island with Counterspell. There's a Ranger Captain of ES. Ooh, Balance too. Those are all great cards, but I'm going to take the Wandering Emperor out of this pack. The Ranger Captain of EOS only gets a Kythian, so not something that I'm too interested in. So now we're getting kind of heavy on the 4s. And now there's potentially another 4-drop. Elspeth, I think because we have so many 4s rather, and these are all 4s that I'm pretty happy playing. Elspeth is fine, but for that reason, I think I'm just going to take a Rampaging Ferocidon as just to have another cheaper creature to play on curve, because I still want to curve out and kill my opponents. Elspeth is the more powerful card, but we got to pay attention to our mana curve here. Hopefully we table that Selfless Spirit, because if we kind of separate it out by creatures, this is kind of what our curve looks like. I kind of count Planeswalkers that affect the board as a creature. So 19 cards. We need 4 more playables here, so we're banking on some stuff to table here. Or we might have to get creative here with the sideboard. Not too happy with something like a Lion Sash, but I'll go ahead and take it here. I don't think Goblin Engineer is something that I'm interested in, so let's play the Lion Sash. And then Fiery Confluence I'm very happy about. It's another 4, but it's quite strong. So we'll take that. And we just need 1 more card. Can't get together Giver of Runes. That was in pack 1. Sure. Andoril is certainly a card that could make its way into our deck. We also actually have a lot of legendary creatures. So it actually is as good as it can be in our deck. I'll take Fire Ice over Shadow Spear. I'm not a big fan of Shadow Spear. Ooh, there's a Fire Blast. We could play that too as a way to finish off our opponent. So we have some options here. So how many lands does this deck want? I like all of this. We can play Hallowed Fountain and the Triome. That plus the Marsh Flats and the Arid Mesa gives us 4 blue sources. So I think that is worth it to just run the Fire Ice as a cheap interactive spell. Let's do it by mana value, group creature separately. And this is what our deck looks like. This is our interaction. These come into play here. And this goes over here. Okay, I think I like it like this. I think I'll just... Portable Hole is probably the card that's most likely to be a dead card. So I'll just keep that in the board and then just add lands this way. Don't want a swamp. 5 plains gives us 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 white sources. That seems good. Then 4 mountains gives us 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 red sources. And we're far more white than we are red. So let's try that. So it's like 16 lands plus the crypt, but we have a bunch of 4s. That's okay. If we sort this by color, you can see that it's just way more white cards. So, yep, let's run it. This hand has a Caracas and a bunch of spells it can't cast. So let's ship it back. And this hand is a Mana Crypt. It's not a great Mana Crypt hand, but I'll keep it. It's gonna be a land. I think I'll just bottom plains. I just feel like I don't need to play the Flicker Wisp, and this just allows me to, like, if I do it this way, I'm just likely to find something else to play if I can't find a double white for the Flicker Wisp. And our opponent led with Mountain. Does that make me want to lead with the Seasoned Hallowblade? Gonna take some damage. Yeah, I mean, because they led with Mountain, I want to play a threat that just doesn't get burned out on turn 1. Of course, that means we have a Mana Crypt in play, and if they're playing something aggressive, then that could bite me. And they are playing something aggressive. They did play a Rada's Firebrand. But how about this? We just never lose coin flips. Just go tails right here, win the flip, easy. And now we have... Our mana's really good, I promise. It's just really awkward right now. But yeah, we have 2 cards in hand that we can't cast. Mountain Swamp Rada's Firebrand. Typically when I see these 2 colors, I think about Reanimator. But they're just going to bash us for 3 here. And pass. Okay. Well, we went tails last time, so we go heads this time, right? Of course. Of course it was tails. Alright, we are getting... Oof, wait. Can I make this indestructible? And I don't have anything to do this turn. Okay. I don't have anything great to do this turn. And then I can pitch the Flicker Wisp here and just keep this in play. Indestructible, indestructible. Okay. We will attack. But you live by the Mana Crypt, you die by the Mana Crypt. And land would be incredible here. Not as good now. Oh. Okay. So take 3 here. We have Anduril. Alright. Let's see. When an equipped creature attacks, create 2 tapped 1/1 creatures with flying. Okay. So they're actually not good on defense. Tails. Okay, we won the flip. Good. Good. So we can't play the Chandra just yet. But we can cast Winds of Abandon on Rada's Firebrand. I'm a little bit concerned about the damage that I can take, and I'm not interested in racing with the Anduril just yet. So yeah, I think I'm just going to have to cast Winds of Abandon. On the Firebrand. And I think I'm just passing with the Hallowblade here, honestly. I'm going to play my land. And don't want to take any more damage here. And they might just use the Harvester to kill my Hallowblade. Which is okay, but we're really going to need to find like a red source or something. Okay, so they chose to loot instead. Shieldred. Okay, well. Now I want to find the Karakas. So now I'm taking damage from Shieldred and potentially Mana Crypt. Oof. Okay, we won that flip. That's big. That, however, does not get it done. Play Magda. Play Anduril. And pass. active Shieldred in play. Our opponent's just basically playing kind of a Rakdos Rakdos midrange deck. Ooh, Delight Fire Blast is very good against us. And now a Rankle. Okay, we're probably just dead here. We're going to get beaten down. I don't think Shieldred attacks. Shieldred does attack. Interesting. Oh, because if I double block here, they make me lose a life. Yep, okay. Yeah, I mean, this is... Yeah, we're just dead. Okay. Alright, they actually had quite a nice deck there against us. I'm going to bring in Portable Hole, because they're looking to beat down as well. And what do we want to cut? Lion Sash is not especially good. But if the games go long, it can be a nice late game top deck. Probably just Fire Blast. This, when you're playing against a deck like Red Black, it kind of becomes more of an attrition, like a war of attrition. And I'm basically never ever going to use Fire Blast until the very end. So, alright. It's another mulligan. Unfortunate. And we will keep this. The mana is not great. We have the Magda, and we will put Kythian on the bottom. And we have turn 2 Magda set up. But that's basically it. Our opponent also mulligans, so keeping it fair for us. But chances this... what are the chances this Magda resolves? What are the chances this Magda gets to actually attack? I think the upside is still worth it. Although they can make a 2/2 next turn. We can fire that, right? Yeah, we can fire that. I wonder why they played the Mox Sapphire out. We're playing red-white. Oh, maybe Thalia? So now they're just going to go land pass and make a 2/2. And our turn is basically just attack fire. Land would be good. That was not great. Alright, well. When they make this creature end of turn, we will fire it because it's going to get out of hand. Because now they're going to... Hopefully Mox Sapphire is the only artifact they have? Unlikely? If we could draw planes here so we can get the Parallax Wave in play, that would be nice. Okay, alright. Mox Sapphire was the only card. That at least is nice for us. Nothing else about what's happening right now is nice, but that's at least nice. Alright. Give us a land. Any land. Showdown, okay. Well, I mean, yeah, we are playing... We're not cheating on lands either. We have 16 lands plus the Mana Crypt, so... So we have 2 mountains and a treasure. Really need a white source just to be able to play either the Parallax Wave in our hand or the Showdown of the Scalds. We have an Endural, but a little bit far away from playing that. Again, generally not a card I like playing, but we just needed a couple playables. Ooh, Earthshaker Kenra. So are they beating us down for 4? And oh! They drew the Retrofitter Foundry as well. Wow. So the Urza Saga got super blinked. Well, now that the construct token is getting a lot more threatening, what is this? Red? What do you do for 1 red? They already cast Chain Lightning. Is it a Lightning Bolt? Okay, so we drew a land. We drew a land, which is nice. It allows us to Parallax Wave the Construct token, which at the moment I'm very interested in doing. We're at 15. It hits pretty hard. Showdown of the Skulls is also interesting, but I think right now I just play this Parallax Wave and it's going to buy me a lot of time. I mean, there's no reason to wait here, so I'll just wave the Construct. Okay. The question is, do I wave this Earthshaker Kenra? I don't know. I kind of just want to wave like Retrofitter Foundry tokens and stuff. Seems like they might have a removal spell for Kari Zev, but they're not casting. Oh, Bloodchief's Thirst. They have a Bloodchief's Thirst, but now I have a Parallax Wave in play, which makes it more awkward. Land here would be great just so I can deploy Showdown of the Skulls. So I'm feeling like they have Bloodchief's Thirst and something. Oh no, it's just Concealing Curtains. Okay. Well, they're certainly going to use it. Oh, I can actually wave it in response. Walking Ballista. I mean, it's a legal play. This has Menace, but that's an 0-4. We'll just keep it back right now. Retrofitter Foundry. What can they do with this? Sack a servo to make a 1-1. I guess I just want to kill the servo when I can. Okay. Battle Display. It's kind of awkward because if I kill this, they can play it from the graveyard. But is that something that I can handle? But I mean, I guess there's no other real. I can Winds of Abandon it after. All right, let's just kill the Earthshaker. All right, this does fizzle the Battle Display, but we really need to find this land to get the Showdown going. Okay. This only activates as a sorcery. Okay. Let's go Andoril into Triome, and then we pass. Actually, do we pass? Can we just block? Are they attacking us? I guess they're not attacking us. Well, we're just getting in. Never mind. I'm just going to keep this back. We're just getting in for 1. I kind of want to be able to keep Parallax Wave up here against the Bloodchief's Thirst, which I think there's a good shot that they have. And if they do, then I can protect my Karizev from that. So now this is interesting because they're concealing curtainsing me, making a 3-4. I can respond by waving the curtains. But if I do, If I do, then that leaves me vulnerable to that does leave me vulnerable to Bloodchief's Thirst, which it really feels like they have. So I'm actually just going to let this happen. We're going to take 3 because I want this Underworld to resolve. I mean, alternatively, well, yeah, let's take the 3. All right, so now end of turn. They can sack this to make a Thopter, or I can just do this and turn it back into an 0-3 and then make them use it again next turn. This happens during my upkeep, right? Sure. All right, they're making a Thopter. All right, Parallax Wave down. And I now have the choice between Andoril and playing Showdown of the Scalds. 3-4. If they play this from the graveyard, that's 8. It puts me down to 2. This is an attack for 3-7. And I don't have much to play if I play this now, so let's just get aggressive here. All right. All right, so they are preserving their life total here. Curious that they didn't block my spirit token. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Next turn, we have an attack for 10. If they eternalize the Kenra, we can attack for a lot. Ooh, okay. Never mind, that's a Shieldred. We still have flyers. We still have spirits. So that's something that we can do. We can move the Underworld to the spirits. Also, this has Menace and First Strike. But let's go ahead and start things off with a Showdown and see if we can find something for the Shieldred. Wow, could not find a single thing. Could not find a single thing to attack with here. So are we dead? Because they can eternalize. They can eternalize next turn, unfortunately. We have access to 7 mana, so next turn we can go Gut and Confluence. Move some counters around. So here they can make a token, and I feel like I absolutely just need to keep 3 creatures back. Because I'm going to go to 3 on my next turn. If they make a token and eternalize and make it so the Karizev can't block, I don't know, I think I'm just dead, regardless. This makes tapped creatures, right? Yeah. Yeah, that's the unfortunate part. And is this less than or equal to? Yeah. We needed to find a play off of this Showdown, but just the mana was just really awkward for us, so we're going to keep things back here for now. And hopefully they just don't Kenra us. Next turn, what can we do? Like, I mean, there's Gut into Confluence. I think we're just dead if they play the Kenra and attack with everything, though. They just target Karizev, and we just go block, and we take 4, and then we die to Shieldred on upkeep. Yep. 0-1. Hopefully we can win the next 2. Shieldred was a problem. All right. Let's shake that one off and try to get there with this. So we have... Again, we need a red-white duel so bad. So bad. Look at these hands. But I have no choice, right? Like, I have to play the Ferocidon turn 1 and just hope we have a reasonable play next turn. Oh, savage. It's okay. Ferocidon all the way. And I didn't even have a play next turn anyways. I need to draw a couple planes off the top. So... It's possible this Fire Blast just doesn't belong in here. I thought I was going to be a little more aggressive, but I don't have that many 1-drops. So it's more likely that I should just play the Portable Hole main over the Fire Blast. Foundry, okay. Well, Hole would definitely be better here. All right, Plains! Plains! Untap Plains! Yes! Yes! What do I get? Don't really have anything to do with the mana, so I'm just playing a random creature. Question is which one? I mean, this flies. And I don't have any value to get with the Lurrus, so let's just do this and let's just... Then let's just target our Rampaging Ferocidon, I guess? Just so it comes into play untapped. So we got a reasonable squad here. Got a 3/3 Menace and a 3/1 Flyer. And our opponent's playing some kind of value-ish. I see a Savai Triome and a Tundra, so they have 4 colors of mana with the Foundry. Ooh, what? How can you not have relevant things to cast on this board? What? All right. Let's get this Fire Blast out of here. Bring in the Portable Hole. Okay, let's see. What about Thieving Skydiver? They had a lot of cheap artifacts. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 blue sources. Is that worth it? 4 blue sources. I could play it over anything, like a Fire Ice maybe. Could even cut a Plains, but I'm really concerned about my mana just because I've been kind of not drawing my white mana. Let's try it. Let's go with the Skydiver, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 red sources. So let's just cut 1 Plains and add 1 island. And this gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blue sources for this. Actually, no, I don't want to play an island. I'm just going to run it off what I have now. 4 blue should be fine. We also have a Magda to help cast it, and I just think it can provide some pretty good value here. Ooh, turn 1 Gut. Alternatively, I can go turn 1 Hallowblade, turn 2 Gut with Karakas backup. That seems nice. Alternatively, I can go turn 2 Wandering Emperor, turn 3 Gut. That seems kind of nice. All right. Some better draws this time around. Yeah, I'm going to be using this Mana Crypt for a few turns, so I'm in no rush to gut right now. Portable Hole. That's extremely good right now on the Mana Crypt. I need to draw my own Portable Hole. I need to hole your hole. That definitely sounded okay in my head. All right, attack. Minimize the damage we take, and we pass. Next turn we play Gut, but it doesn't do a whole lot. But we play it anyways. Should we be playing 17? No. 17 in the crypt? Alright, here's a Gut. As much as I'd love to play it with Karakas up, I think we're kind of in a situation where we just play it on curve. No other options here. Reprieve good. So our opponent, I guess maybe their hand last game was just all counter spells. So that's why they conceded. It just felt like we didn't have an overwhelming enough board for them to concede there. Ooh, do you think they have Zerda combo with the Basalt Monolith? All right, I will play that. And given that they're a blue deck, I'm just going to wait. And I'm just going to go with end of turn Wandering Emperor so that if it does get countered, I can then untap and hopefully resolve something here. Because they're going to play something this turn. I guarantee it. I mean, they have 8 mana. Question is, what are they going to play? Lingering Souls. Okay. I suppose that is kind of annoying. With the Wandering Emperor. Not with the Wandering Emperor, but just in general. Alright. I think this is going to get countered. Remand and Reprieve. Look at that. Ooh, okay, so that's a land. Wow, how insane would Fiery Confluence have been here? Kill your Monolith, your hole, and deal 1 damage to everything? Well, we're definitely attacking, because we have the Wandering Emperor. I think this is good. Setting this up with a counter is nice for the Fiery Confluence. 4 loyalty means it's going to be really hard to kill. So even if they get it down to 3, I can also make a token next turn and then play Gut and attack for a lot. So a lot of great options next turn, and given our board, it kind of forces them to do something here. Be a little more proactive instead of just relying on counter magic. White. Blue. Oh, Basalt Monolith being tapped. Teferi, Hero of Dominaria. Alright, so I think Seasoned Hallowblade down, maybe? Or I suppose they could also target the Wandering Emperor, but I feel like you want to just get this creature out of the way. But we'll see. Oh, just drawing a card. Okay. Always kind of a rough spot here. They're going to have access to a lot of mana next turn, too. Yeah, so they get to untap 2 lands, and there's a Teferi in play. And now the whole game revolves around trying to kill Teferi. This is a path to exile that we can't do anything about. So we let that resolve. And we go ahead and fetch a mountain. All right. So do we play? So I don't care so much about getting the hole back here. I mean, excuse me. I can kill the hole and a monolith. I mean, killing the hole, the monolith, and the spirit token seems quite good. And then I can hold the Palace Jailer for something else. So let's go destroy 2 artifacts and 1 damage to each creature. Boom, boom. Red, red, white. Something else, huh? Oh, cycle? Okay. So by doing this, we get to clear the board. We get our crypt back. We can play Kythian and then make a token. Okay. So certainly a good turn for us, but of course, our opponent gets to untap with 6 lands and a Teferi that's going to go up to 6 with 4 cards in hand. So we're going to have to do our best to try to fight through that. But we do have the Palace Jailer if they do try to stabilize with just the creature. And they're in no position to get the Monarch back if we do establish it. That's a Retrofitter Foundry, sure. Ponder. Probably would have pondered first before the Foundry. What if you found a 6-drop? So here they have the mana to make a token with the Foundry and then untap it, but they can't do anything with it. Oh, no. They get to untap with Teferi, of course. So they can make a token, untap, and then make another token. Wow. Okay. I do have Gut, though. That might change the equation here because the creature is a menace token that's tapped and attacking. And then maybe I can flip this over. What is happening here? Cannoneer? The Kappa Cannoneer. Okay. Well, that has Ward 4. Okay. They can untap as well, but the Foundry is tapped. Untap with 2 blue. Tails. Okay, win the flip. Good start, good start. All right, so we can go Palace Jailer, targeting the Cannoneer, and pay. I think I'm interested in that. It's a large ward fee, but worth. I am now the Monarch. You are now exiled. I will also attack Teferi for 4. And I will make a 2/2. And this kind of forces them to play a sweeper, I guess. We're drawing a card here off the Monarch. Land is okay in this spot. And remember, they don't get the Cannoneer back if Jailer dies. They need to get the Monarch back. Okay. So that's an Iconoclast and a Mox Opal. They didn't Teferi first, but yeah, this is fine. Mox Opal also taps for mana, so they're going to be able to make a lot of tokens here. Yeah, they have access to... Oh, they drew something else? Oh. What a game here, folks. They're ready. Do you have something in the graveyard? Oh, there's a portable hole that they can put back into play. Not a lot of great targets to get back, but certainly they can sack, like, if they care about having a bunch of creatures in play, they can tap and make a token with the Foundry, and then maybe sack the Mox Opal if they want. All right, they're just ticking it up. That's also fine. So do we have a way to kill Teferi here? They make so many tokens. They have 4 tokens here. Oh, Lingering... I forgot it makes any color, and they had a Lingering Souls in the yard, right? Okay. Really wish I had that Rampaging Ferocidon in play. And they get another token here with the Foundry. Oh, man. I won the flip. Okay. At least I won the flip. So is there a world where I can kill the Teferi because I play Gut? I can also play Showdown at the Skulls and see what I find. Maybe we do that. Kind of wish I had the Fiery Confluence. We have a lot of mana here. So what do we find here? Land, Path to Exile, Arid Mesa. So certainly play the Plains. Probably want to path the Iconoclast, but I don't have to do it just yet. I can play Gut and sack the Crypt at this point. I don't think I need all that mana. And the Jailer can also die, right? Okay. And here, let's put a counter here. And let's attack. Teferi, 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 Teferi. All right. Teferi. All right. I really want to kill Teferi. I'm not sure if you can tell. All right. I wonder if it was better just to attack them, but we'll see. So this is a chump. That's also a chump. Also a chump. They need to double block this. And it goes to 1. Okay. Then this does something when it flips, right? Up to 1 target creature an opponent controls attack Gideon if able. Alright. So I can force Third Path Iconoclast to attack. Alternatively, I can just path it. But I almost want to path the Spirit token because I don't want them to get the Monarch back, right? Yeah, that makes sense. Alright, So yeah, let's just have this attack. If they get a token, that's fine. I just don't want them to have a Lingering Souls token. And we still have access to Path to Exile. And everything looks pretty good here. Draw a card. Chandra, great card. Preordained. All right, I think I'm going to go ahead and just path this now. All right. Yeah, preordained certainly good. But we can go with the double block on the Iconoclast, but it's still going to be tough to beat kind of a Retrofitter Foundry with a ton of mana. The Ferocidon will definitely go a long way. But I'm kind of on the try to kill your Planeswalkers if and when I can. And then, yeah, I mean, next turn we have access to Ferocidon plus Chandra. Got a bunch of Planeswalkers. We got Showdown of the Skulls here too. All right, they're rummaging. One card away, so they like the other card. Nice little kind of mid-rangey duel. Would like to find my portable hole to get this Foundry off the table. Or even my Thieving Skydiver. That would also be fantastic. I'm definitely double blocking here. So they don't have another spell to play here. Okay, that's good. But they have access to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana. 10 mana? So to make a token and untap Retrofitter, it's 5 mana. Okay. So they can make a token. They can make a token, untap, make a token. That's it. So they can make 2 tokens. Oh, that is extremely nice too. That is super nice. We drew Walking Ballista. I have so many options here. I have Rampaging Ferocidon, which kind of forces the action. They're going to make a bunch of tokens here. Or I can just use all my mana to play a big Walking Ballista. How big can it be? 1, 2, 3. I can make a Walking Ballista for 3? That seems quite good. 3, 4, 5. All right, let's turn this into a creature. Let's make a token so that we can utilize the gut. And so they, I suppose they can even make a 4/4, huh? I do have the Chandra that I can play afterwards, I suppose. Maybe this turn is not the Walking Ballista turn then. If they make a 4/4, it's probably okay. They can't make multiple 4/4s, right? It's like 2 mana, make a token, 3 mana, untap, 1 mana, make a thing, and then 3 mana, untap, and then make a 4/4. Okay. So yeah. Attack. Teferi. Attack. Teferi. Attack. Teferi. Keep the gut back. Then we'll sack this token. Attack Teferi. 5 mana. Solitude, okay. Wow, Solitude on Gideon is incredible. Or the 4/1 Menace, I suppose. Okay, that was the last card in their hand. I can still kill Teferi with the Walking Ballista. Because I think they're just individually blocking everything. Maybe the Solitude is trading here. Yeah, they really valued their Teferi. This is blocking here. Okay. Yeah. So 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 8 mana. We can now go... I want to play Ballista for at least 3. Can I go Chandra? Yeah, I can go Chandra. Oh, right. Oh, that's awesome too. I just realized that I can go. I could have like played Walking Ballista and added counters to it, but this is fine too. I'm just going to be distributing counters across the board. Put this on Gut, I guess. All right, Teferi down. It's the mental battle. They won't know what to do now that Teferi's gone. Does this have Hexproof or something? Did they not want to exile that? Okay. Pretty good board state here. Teferi down. There's a Doretti. Nothing huge to return from the Doretti just yet. Okay. Oh, that's really good. Time Walk was a great draw. Wow. Did I want to return something? A Portable Hole, maybe? On the Walking Ballista? Okay. Yeah, Time Walk was great. Just allowed him to make... It was basically make 2 1/1s. And take another turn. And now it's... I don't want to use just the Ballista to hit the servo there. Does this ultimate even do anything? Whenever an artist put to your graveyard from the graveyard, return it, that card to the battlefield. Okay. Like, am I concerned about that? Maybe? What did you draw? Yikes. Zerda with Retrofitter Foundry is pretty good. That's 2 mana, make a 1/1. 2 mana, make a 1/1. Now I can kill the Zerda. Well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to lead with... Oh, they have infinite mana, right! Wow, what a draw! Time Walk into Zerda? Is there a way for us to beat infinite mana? I mean, they basically make infinite tokens, right? So is there a way for me to burn out my opponent in 1 turn? I have Fire Blast in my deck. Do I have Fire Blast still in my deck? Okay. So if I find a Thieving Skydiver and it would have to be like Thieving Skydiver plus a way to deal 1 damage to everything. So do I have a way to deal 1 damage to all my opponent's creatures, right? If I don't draw it here, I'm just going to concede. So I just, like, Yeah, they're doing their thing, but I'm not entirely sure if I have a way to deal, because if they untap, I'm just dead, right? So I'm basically looking here to see, because they can't kill me this turn, if I can find a way with the because I get 2 draws. If I can find a way to utilize to exile the top card with Chandra, find a way to deal with the Retrofitter Foundry, and then deal 1 damage to everything. Well, I guess it wouldn't be 1 damage to everything. It would have to be 4 damage to everything, which I don't think I have. So based on that, opponent, I don't. Let's see, Fire Blast. If I deal 2 Fire Blast, that's 4. Yeah, I'm just gonna plus with the Chandra. If I don't find anything, I'll just scoop it up. Flicker Wisp. Yeah. Okay. I don't really want to win via timeout, so I'm going to give it to them because I think I was dead there. All right. Let's get a quick, aggressive start. Okay, what do we have here? Turn 2 Hallowblade into... just going to mulligan that. All right, we'll keep this. Put this on the bottom. Try to beat our opponent down. We got Kythian into... Oh, Mishra's Bauble. Now, I would have loved the Mishra's Bauble with this Lurrus. Ooh. Happy with that Sacred Foundry. I think I'm just running out this Walking Ballista for 1, as that allows me to just play a creature every turn, and makes it so that I have a higher chance of just flipping that Kythian if possible, if my opponent doesn't have a way to disrupt me. I am not sure about this interaction. Does this work? Casting Walking Ballista out of the graveyard with Lurrus, can I cast it for a lot? It is sitting in my graveyard as a 0-drop, right? Do this. Let's be honest here. We're getting remanded here, right? Like 100% getting remanded. A remand or reprieve. It could be either. Dealer's choice. Oh, lose focus. That's a new one. So we have our 1, 2, 3, and if they can deal with it, I mean, wow! But what a sequence there from our opponent. The Time Walk into the ooh, Swords of Plowshares is a nice one. Time Walk into the Zerda with the Doretti in play. Very, very nice. I think I need to just try to maximize the damage that I deal. And I know that they might have a remand or a reprieve here, but I think I just play Lurrus. And if they remand it, they remand it. Maybe I should have played this for days. Yeah, but they have a very solid control deck. I guess they were just short on... They probably, like we said in the previously, they probably just had a handful of all counter magic. Swords on my creatures is not appreciated. I need things to get back with Lurrus. Hello? I mean... Path to Exile on Adeline. Okay. Let's get Mountain. Path and Swords. Very nice. Can't play the Rampaging Ferocidon from the graveyard. 3 mana? Okay. And this is sadly the turn where they can play Teferi. But maybe not. 4 mana? The One Ring. Okay. That is fine. I mean, it's very good. I'm not going to lie. I assume we keep that in our hand to cycle. No point in attacking because of the One Ring. If I really wanted to, I could have dealt them 1 point of damage with Ballista and then replay it. If that's something that I can do, I'm not entirely sure. Mox Opal, nice. Definitely another artifact here, right? Yep. Are you going to play Zerta? Can I even interact with that in any way? I don't think so. If they play Zerta, tap to untap, and I kill it, they can just untap it again and still generate infinite mana, right? Well, you use your swords in your Path to Exile. What can this be? Get lost? Unexpectedly absent? Oh, Solitude. On Luris? Yep. Killing it wouldn't do much. That was a great draw. All right. I have Wandering Emperor. They have this One Ring, though. They're going to need to try to kill me in time. Maybe I should have Wandering Emperor in response there. They could also Teferi their One Ring, which is a thing. Huh. Alright, we just go to the face here. Okay. Why wouldn't you play that before the Arc Trail? I suppose I should play the Wandering Emperor in response. Alright. Yeah, I should have played the Wandering Emperor, I guess. Let's cycle this. Okay, that's a Lion Sash. Does that do anything? Would have been good in that last game. Okay. They're making a servo to block. They could have also blocked and made a Thopter. It's probably better, right? Then we play a Lion Sash. All right. One ring. One ring. They're at 5. Portable hole. Okay. Portable hole on? I guess the Lion Sash? It's probably better, right? No? Okay, the Samurai token. Sure. Fiery Confluence off the top. I will take it. I will accept a Fiery Confluence off the top here for this epic match against the Jeskai Control Artifact Zerta deck. This is an X-Spell? What is this? Teferi, Hero of Dominaria. Okay. So they can use that to reset the ring. So they can actually draw cards with the ring and then minus on the ring so that they're okay. Let's just exile, I guess, the Bauble. All right, so we're basically on kind of Fiery Confluence or bust here. We're just kind of all in on Fiery Confluence. But well-played opponent. And Fiery Confluence. I guess we have one more turn for it. All right. Make a token end of turn? Okay. We are on Fiery Confluence or Busto. Also, they're down to 2? Wait, they Teferied something else. So are they just going to die to the One Ring? They have Duretti though, right? But they don't have an artifact to get back. How does that work? Are we gonna win just because of the One Ring? Well, they're drawing. They're desperate. Let's hope they just don't find anything and just die to the ring. Oh, they also have Time Walk. We could just be dead here. They've got some powerful spells. So it's like, okay, Wasteland doesn't do anything. Yep. Here, I'll make it easy for you. I'm just gonna try to draw my Fiery Confluence here. I don't need the blue, right? Yeah, okay, here we go. F6. Do your worst. Do your worst. There is One Ring that you need to deal with. That's my opponent's just going to time out. That's really unfortunate. They just don't have the time to kill me. And they just had no way to deal with this One Ring either. Oh well. Not the way I want to win, but we have clocks for a reason. Okay, round number 3. That was a bit of a grind. That one was a bit of a grind. But let's see if we can salvage this extremely late pivot into a 2-in-1. Once upon a time, okay. Typically see these in like flash decks, but it looks like you can also just play it in your mono green decks too. It's kind of awkward, but I'm going to have to do it. They're going to go turn 2 Raffello, so that I'm going to win. It's like using Winds of Abandon to kill a mana creature. But hey, the Raffellos gets them more mana. So we'll just go for it, I guess. Ooh, Mountain. Okay. Yeah, so they might have a Through the Breach sneak attack angle here. We tried doing that in the last draft. It's kind of a mono green deck with sneak attack. Don't minsk me. Yeah, gruff triplets. Okay. Pretty dead to that card. Let's play the mountain here and attack. And then we'll play the post-combat Andoril. Hopefully they don't have enough lands to play that gruff triplets. Hex Drinker, okay. A lot of premium green cards. Weatherseed Treaty. This is the first time I've seen this card be played. But I mean, Mox Emerald. So they're going to play gruff triplets next turn. And I am not entirely sure how I'm going to beat that. Tell you this right now. Is it legendary? It would be weird if it's legendary because they're triplets. But do we go... I think the way that we win is with Andoril. So I think we go Chandra, Mana, don't care about Oracle, equip Kithian, and attack. Alright. Just play the Karakas. 2 red, equip, attack. Oh, I guess it doesn't trigger that way, unfortunately. Okay. And then we're just on the... Oh, no! 4, 5, 6. There's a Craterhoof Behemoth. 7. Uh-oh. There's a Gruff Triplets coming in. This is not legendary. Okay, so... Hold on. How are we winning this game? Let's figure this out. Okay. So if they don't resolve Craterhoof, we're fine, right? If they don't resolve Craterhoof, we're fine. If we equip a spirit token... Oh, this goes to chapter 3. Domain, that's +3/+3. So let's look. 3, 6, 9, 10, 13 damage. Okay, so the way that we lose is if they play a land for the Craterhoof, they don't have an 8th mana source. The way they hit their 8th mana source is with Oracle of Moldiah. So I think my play here is 4 damage to Oracle. Equip Spirit. Hope they have no interaction. Attack. And then play Karizev. Then I guess just leave up Karakas. Okay. All right. I mean, it's all we got. It's all we got. We killed the Oracle. They don't have an 8th mana source, I don't think. They would have played it last turn unless they have a Mox. 1, 2, 3. Augur. That doesn't do it. Are we going to get them with our flyers? Lotus Cobra doesn't do it. They have a Craterhoof Behemoth and a card we don't know about. Oh, that was close. That was close. Okay. Oh, I forgot to board the... I forgot to start the hole. The hole needed to be started. Lion Sash. Do you do anything? Fire Blast, I mean, they only had the Mox for the Skydiver. But again, I mean, the Sash is something to do early, and maybe late game we can turn that into something else. I mean, I'll keep. This Fiery Confluence, if I can find a red source, can be very good. I mean, okay. All right, we're certainly holding this Emerald to slow them down. Yep. They didn't have Raphelos though, so that's good. That means they didn't have really any options for 2-drops. Okay, so they just drew that. Don't minsk me. If there's one thing the mono, or the more or less mono green deck is, it's very redundant. Okay, certainly attacking here. I'll trade the Ballista for a Devoted Druid any day. And we'll keep up Karakas for the Magda. Next turn, well, let's see what they do here. It's going to be a 6-drop maybe. Sneak attack. Through the breach. We have Karakas. Nope. Nope. All right. That's unfortunate. So we have to deal with a 5/5 Woodfall Primus. Darn. All right, so they're probably killing just another land, sure. All right. Well, I guess we got to rebuild here, folks. Nothing we can do here. Our deck is a little bit underpowered, I'm just going to say. We're putting together some scrappy wins. If our opponents do their thing, we can't really stop them. Oh, man. Okay. I see. Natural Order for Creative Hoof for Attracts. Okay. This one's over. This one's over. Okay. We just got to kill all their mana creatures. And, just hope they don't kill us. I think we need to just kind of like get lucky and fire blast them out here. I don't think this Lion Sash does a whole lot. So this is all the removal that we have. All right. On the play, quick draw, Mana Crypt. We need the Mana Crypt. I will keep this. It is a hand. The thing is, we didn't really get any of the disruptive elements for Boros. A lot of the white cards are disruptive, like Thalia and Elite Spellbinder, and we just don't have any of those things. All right. Exploration, sure. Oh, it is good with Gruul Turf. I'll take a land. No land. Sentinel. Okay. They're going to have so much mana. Oh my gosh. Do we have to path this? Oh my god. I mean, they have all the lands in the world anyways. Let's just... Surely this Kythian will get us there to the promised land. We do this, we draw planes, we play Adeline, it's going to be great. Nope, we have to play this sword. And we're just hoping that they just have stone nothing. Okay, land. They only have 7 mana here on turn 3. Only 7 mana. What's the worst that could happen? This is just Green Sun Zenith for 6. What's the worst that could happen? Probably getting a what? Primeval Titan? Oh, yeah, Gruff Triplets. Parallax Wave is fantastic against Gruff Triplets. So there is that. Do I attack? If I attack, I take a lot more damage. So no. I can block this one. Okay, they hit a land. Oh, goodness. I can just take it all. Because I have Parallax Wave? What if I just take it all? I'll take 3. Hey, I mean, if they have nothing, it's always the if they have nothing. I mean, if their first play was Sylvan Library, I'm feeling okay. All right. This is our best play available. I hit you for 7. We're being scrappy. We're being scrappy. But any number of cards here can be GG. That being said, Parallax Wave is super potent. Because think about it here. We have 9 damage next turn. 9 damage next turn. With Kythian and 4 Spirit tokens attacking. And we have a Parallax Wave and a Flicker Wisp to potentially bounce something out of the way. Wow, they're tapping so fast. What is this? Green Sun Zenith 4-8. Craterhoof? I hope they get Craterhoof. They're going to get Atraxa, but we can just wave that. Are we going to win this? No, they have to get something else. Oh, yeah. Oh, of course. Woodfall Primus. Unfortunate. They're getting the Anduril. Okay. Yeah, that was kind of our game plan. So a little sad. And I don't want to exile those. I don't want to exile those because they come into play and do something. Although resetting them would be nice. But I don't think there's a way I can cleverly stack them. But I can still just Flicker Wisp my Parallax Wave. Just to have more flyers on the board. Or I can pass and keep up Wandering Emperor. Maybe that's better. Wandering Emperor on Woodfall Primus. And then Flicker Wisp the Parallax Wave next turn. It's a better use of my mana too. Yeah, let's do that. And if they don't attack, I can just put a counter on my Spirit token. Right? So it's kind of like if it stays in play, it's like +2/+2. And then I have a Flicker Wisp too. But again, I mean, they have cards like Atraxa. If they just keep drawing the Green Sun Zenith. Four mana, natural. Oh my gosh, that's so dirty. Oh, that's so dirty. Yeah, I mean, and they're going to get Craterhoof Behemoth and attack with everything. And I don't think that we have enough to attack them back for... Oh, we have Adeline. Hold on. So if they attack with everything... I mean, there's nothing I can do with this Parallax Wave here, right? So I just let it die. They're just going to get Atraxa, though. Yeah, okay. All right. Was a valiant effort, folks. Was a valiant effort. We almost got there, but I really like their deck, though. They had the mana ramp strategy with Natural Order to get some really, really great top-end threats with, through the breach with Woodfall Primus and the Atraxa, so... And that's kind of what you have to do. It's really hard to just go straight mono green and hope that your deck gets there. Cube decks nowadays are just so much more powerful. Like, you need cards like Natural Order, Through the Breach, Channel to give you a shot against the other unfair decks. Oh, Garrick plus the 2 bounce lands? What did they reveal, by the way? Okay, Once Upon a Time. Oracle of Moldiah. Okay. Oracle, sure. Okay, buy just all the value. How do I get rid of this Atraxa? I mean, if I can find a way to kill this Atraxa. And am I interested? Because I have to play this Wandering Emperor. The question is there a world where, like, how do I win this game? Does taking the 3 matter? Or do I want to put a counter on my Spirit token and maybe draw a removal spell? What happens if I draw a removal spell on the Atraxa? I still don't think I have enough. But I think I can take 3. Winds of Abandon would be great, but we're just short mana. I mean, look, if we don't draw a way to kill the Atraxa, we're just dead. So we're just assuming that we're going to find a way to kill it. Let's just put something there. Caracas? And that'll do. That'll do. We can attack for 3 in the air, Flicker Wisp this, and that's just not going to get it done. And then they're going to attack us, and they're going to have all these resources, and we are going to die. So, all right, well, that's going to do it, folks. 1 and 2. Might have actually lost to that player in round 2 as well. So, not the best draft. I think you could certainly have made the argument for sticking to my guns and maybe just trying to do the artifact thing, especially with that pick with the Urza in pack 2 and just try to make it work. But I thought that this was open enough to justify moving into, and Palace Jailer is certainly very powerful, and we ended up cobbling together enough playables, but I think we might have missed out on some number of premium cards to not quite get us over the finish line, just because we were kind of really lacking in things to do early, and we didn't really have that many ways to interact with our opponents. But it is what it is. We started with the Tolarian Academy, couldn't finish, couldn't follow through. Maybe next time we just force it. We just force it all the way, or we pivot sooner. We have to make that choice, and we kind of waffled. And this is kind of the price that we paid for waffling. Anywho, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Feel free to hit the like and subscribe button for more daily videos just like this. I'll catch you tomorrow.